Behold, my glorious supporter Liliana has requested a world tour of a very specific kind. Liliana says, I've stumbled upon something truly special today, a quite new YouTube channel that makes only the most quality kind of YouTube videos. I task you to watch all the videos in this playlist that they linked, pick your favorite, and tell us exactly why it's your favorite in excruciating detail. Also, you cannot pick the first video as your favorite just because it has a reference to Warframe. That would be too easy. I would never do such a thing. So world tour, eh? That sounds fun. Where are we going? Where are we headed? Well, there are 5 locations that we can choose from. And I watched the videos about these 5 locations, and then I chose one. So here they are. One of them is sort of not a location, but there you go. Tomboy Mine, Short Stack Records, The Office Lady, Ara Ara Island, and Gyaru Sushi. I'm not going to explain what those are. You can choose to look them up for yourself or not. And the names make it easy to find the videos for yourself. I don't particularly promote or support this channel or not. So you could decide for yourself if you want to seek them out. But yeah, it was pretty easy for me to pick. I actually think this will be a pretty interesting one to discuss because if you're confused, if you're as confused as I was at first, you're asking me to pick what aesthetic I find the most appealing between these aesthetics for women, as the case may be. Now, there are a couple of complications here. Well, the first one is that I'm not only attracted to women. I don't really care about the gender or sex of the person. I'm attracted to people. I have not had the good fortune to end up with many people that are not women, but what are you gonna do? Women are nice too. Nothing wrong with that, nothing right with that in particular. Variety would be good. What are you going to do? Our culture doesn't exactly make it easy to find appealing partners. And so I think that answer is going to make it kind of easy to guess some of them that I'm not going to be as interested in. And I'll tell you where we're going to go. It's Ara Ara Island. Now, I think this is a good one because the aesthetic takes maybe more explaining than some of the other ones. People know what a tomboy is. Folks know what that is. People into anime, you know what a gyaru, you know what that aesthetic is. Folks know what that is. The Ara Ara thing is a little difficult, and that means we have something to discuss. So let's discuss. Yeah, so traditionally this refers to the One-chan aesthetic. This is your big sister character, that stereotypical character, or sometimes kind of in the category of the mom in the group. Sometimes this is referred to as the older female character that's interested in younger characters, which is a little, I don't know. And all those things I just said don't interest me at all. I don't like any of that stuff. So why am I picking this one? Well, I don't like any of these things. So I'm choosing this one because in real life, real people that are closer to this are the people that I have the best experience with. The funny thing about these aesthetics and what makes them interesting, but totally wrong and unappealing to me most of the time, is that they're not, you would never, a person who is only this thing would be insufferable in real life because they would just be a cardboard cutout of a person. And so a person who you can say they're just a tomboy, okay, I mean, that sounds unbearable. Not because tomboys, but because it sounds like they aren't a person. You know what I mean? It sounds like their aesthetic is their personality, or they think that is a personality, which it isn't. This is like the people that think that making coffee is a personality, or Bitcoin is a personality. No, you can't. That's a thing you might be interested in. You need to become a fully fleshed out person. And the reason that the Ara Ara characters appeal to me is because they are usually more mature. They're usually adults that I would be interested in because they're adults. Let's give a few examples, shall we, of characters that fall into this category, and which I think so again, this is a clarification. The real life corollary to these people is a person that I find appealing. Lisa from Genshin Impact is probably the most obvious one. Let's address this Ara Ara thing, by the way. It's basically just an oh kind of or oh like what welcome to the library or something. My bedroom for many of these characters. It's a mature, put together lady greeting type of thing. That is my description. You can look up your own description and argue with me about how mine is wrong or whatever, but that's the way I would describe it. Again, typically this is your older sister trope, or your person who caretaker trope, I guess. Sometimes can be like female dominant person, but very gentle, I guess. Like, not, you're thinking dominatrix, it's like the opposite of that, but still a person who can assert themselves. And again, I like that because it's a mature human being, I feel ridiculous because, okay, listen, let's level with me for a second here. Am I not fun? Am I being unfun? Because I don't think I'm being unfun. To me, going through these and trying to discuss, like, none of these appeal to me, but it's not like I don't think these characters are nice. Like Lisa, if translated into a real life person, is a person I would have found attractive in real life. I sort of know someone who is like this, and they're great. I like them. They're pretty nice. And yeah, I don't know. So to me, that's interesting. I'm not trying to say that these aesthetics are unfun. I do freely admit to you that I think it's kind of problematic to I sort of wish people didn't say these things. I'll be honest with you, that is the thing I feel. I get uncomfortable when people bring these things up because I wish people hated the idea of people putting themselves into boxes, but they don't. The whole world doesn't feel that way. So I'm not going to stamp my foot and say, don't think of it that way. Actually, I just did that, but I'm not going to do it anymore for longer than about 30 seconds of runtime, right? I will try to explain, in my own terms, what of these things interest me. Now, let's take a different approach here for a second. I watched all 5 videos, and I simply liked the characters in that one more. But the key here, and the thing I'm trying to emphasize, is I know a lot of those characters because they're almost all from anime, and I've watched a good number of the shows that all of the characters in all 5 of these videos are from. I didn't know who most of them were, but I knew who maybe like a third of them were. I recognized a lot of people, and I don't like any of them as like real humans. I liked some of the shows. Some of them I don't really agree with where they are. So for example, Ryuko from Kill la Kill, the protagonist, was in the Tomboy Mine video. I'm not entirely sure I agree that she fits that stereotype, if anyone does, but I there's a part of me that wants to argue, and we're going to push that part down. There's a part of me that wants to argue that the office lady stereotype is very similar to this like ara ara onechan thing. And we're going to push that down. But so yeah, I don't know. I just like my aesthetic is the cool beauty. That's my way of rewording the Ara Ara Island thing. And again, to the point, that is not the only thing I like. I'm always kind of confused when people say they have a type. It's like, well, you have types, like a lot of them. And it's not actually helpful to say what type because there's so many. Maybe you can name one of them, and that's the type of person that you've been fortunate enough to like actually be with. And so that's your type. But it's like, it's not though, is the way I always react. But then people tend to say, oh no, like they'll double down and say, no, it really is. And I don't know, I've never quite understood that. But yeah, I did consistently like the characters that were in this one of those 5 videos. So that is the one that I will pick. You said to explain why it's my favorite in excruciating detail. Is this what you wanted? Because this is what I heard when you said excruciating detail, is philosophically analyze the very nature of the existence of these 5 videos in the first place and explain why you're going to make a build for Lisa in Genshin Impact over the course of July. So now we have to live with that, don't we?